So we get there, Maisha did her thing, then Levette gets up to speak, just moving. Levette wouldn't start laying hands on people, praying and stuff. And Bishop
came when he comes over here, just come over here. Fall, I need you to fall.
That's the second time, no play. That's the second time.
Run, just run. You know how you do it?
I do, whatever, man. Anyways, but yeah, so you play too much. So yeah, that was a good scene. That was a good scene right there with First Lady Levette and the preacher. Y'all see Denise now has some happy juice or something.
You want to know why you're the apple.
Exactly.
What tree, you know, the tree that the apple fell from.
And yeah. And it's very important to him because he has kids. And then when you have kids, that stuff, you start wanting to be able to tell your kids more things and all that.
And not only be able to tell your kids. See, in the black community, we have this thing that we're afraid to talk about mental health. So not only be able to tell your kids stories, to know if something's going on in your child's life, why?
Yeah.
Is it something medically wrong with them so you can know how to handle it?
Exactly.
On top of which.
Exactly. And so we get off of that scene and then we go on to Bishop Gibson and his wife, Levette. Levette's getting ready to speak at the prayer luncheon and she's just getting some pointers from her husband. This is something that's really big for her and she really wants to do good at it, and so that's what she's talking to him about. And it's good to see her get out there and do more speaking.
And do her thing. Yeah, because she's usually a little bit behind the scene.
Yeah, because she's more the quiet person. She reminds me of Bishop Jake's wife, Sarita Jakes. Anybody knows Sarita Jakes? That's my first lady. Like, oh my gosh.
Here we go again.
Man, y'all don't know.
Here we go again.
That lady is just
so
like...
So Loretta's not your first lady?
Loretta, I like... Why you do that? I say as far as like a mother in Zion. Like, so Sarita Jakes is somebody, I mean, she could just like...
So are we agreeing that Bishop and Loretta's together?
Who? Bishop and who?
Loretta, because I said
Loretta. I don't know. They're friends. Look, we ain't going there. My Bishop ain't on this episode. Right there. I'm just giving a shout out to Bishop Jakes and Sarita Jakes.
But your other dog was on there, McClendon. He finally made his cameo. Seriously?
Look, we're going to get on Bishop McClendon is there and he walks in. The episode starts with him and his son and he's had some prayer requests around. And he talks with his, his son and he calls his son in. His son starts saying how he likes the ministry and he starts praying over the prayer requests. I thought that was really cool. And you said it looks like his son is more mature. Well, I think his son seems so mature for his age, like more mature than the older son. And you said more mature than
the daddy,
Bishop McClendon. But
it's probably the hair.
Probably the hair.
It's probably all that baby hair that got me thinking he's still a baby.
Still a baby. Well, whatever. Yeah. So he said he's called to the ministry, so they're going to nurture him in that way, which was good.
You think that is good though? You feel like he's called and that's what he wants.
Well, most people who are really powerful now, they started in their teenage years and some of them as kids. Some evangelists, prophets, all that kind of stuff. People, they started young.
But I don't mind if it's a calling.
You think they're going to miss their childhood?
No. I don't mind if it's a calling, but don't force someone to be in something they don't want to.
And you have parents and people, especially when it comes to stuff like this, who do force the kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So I agree with you. Don't force nobody. Because I have a friend whose dad is a big preacher up north in, I think, Detroit or Chicago, somewhere up there in the Kojic, denomination or whatnot. And his dad wants him to come take over the church, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. It's a big church too.
Is he afraid to tell him that? Or
he's already a minister down here, but
he doesn't want to take over.
Yeah, he don't want to take over the church. And then his dad is like, I'm getting old, blah blah blah. I want to leave it within the family. He wants to leave to. I think he's got 2 or 3 sons who are preachers, but he wants to give it to him. My friend's like, no, I just don't want to fill those shoes. And that's kind of hard when your dad got a big church and you want to leave it to his son. And so that's what I can understand what McClendon is kind of doing. Then we get on, Dietrich goes to visit his family. Okay. Dietrich goes to visit his family. He talks with his dad, Bishop Haddon.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that. Okay.
Bishop Haddon. He tells Bishop Haddon, I want to find out who my dad is. And he says, no disrespect to you, which I understand that he's saying, no disrespect to you, I want to just know who my dad is. I get that, because you need to know who people are. I get that. Dad's okay with it. Then they have a dinner.
And the sister just go off.
What's her name? Zena?
I don't know, but sometimes when you get a new wig, baby, them new wigs will have you just wigging out and just showing out on people.
Okay.
And don't do that.
Yeah, I think her name is Zena. She gets upset. She gets upset because she really wants Dietrich to just take their dad, and I can understand that, and the dad understood that. He was like, Bishop Hatton said, she's my sensitive child, and she's saying, I accept my brothers for my brothers, her stepbrothers for her brothers, stepsisters, and her dad is her dad. That's good for her as a person. But if somebody wants to go find their original parent, you can't be mad. I mean, I work with kids in the foster care system. No matter who adopts them or whatever, they want to know.
They want to know, no matter how bad the story was or is.
Exactly.
They want to know.
That's right. No matter how bad the story was, they do want to know. So we get off of that, and then the thing I didn't like at the table was when Zena kind of goes to Dominique and say, "You put this in his head."
But who put that wig in your head? But see, it's like you don't.
Really?
And she should know how strong her brother is. She should know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So it was a personal attack. I
do too,
because she know her brother attitude. She know how strong he is, and he's not gonna do anything that he doesn't want to do. So I feel like that was a personal attack.
I think it was too, because this is the second season of Preachers of LA, and we see the type of person Dietrich is.
Right.
Dietrich ain't gonna let nobody push him around. So whatever he wants to do, he's strong-willed, strong-head. He gonna get out there and do it. So I think that was kind of like a personal dig. She was just in her feelings. Yeah. So Dominique again got to get some backbone, start crying and stuff. But I appreciate you standing up, Dominique, because hanging around Loretta really working with a little bit of y'all. So you got to stand up and let people know what it is. That's not me. That's your brother.
Right.
You should know, and I don't like the way you come at me.
I'm nice and all, but don't push me.
Yeah, but don't let them see you cry. I mean, sometimes you do, but not all the time.
Yeah.
So they went all through that, and then we get off of that scene, and then we go to, we meet Bishop McClendon's mom. And I thought that was a very nice scene right there, talking to the mom. And Bishop McClendon, he looked like he was just so cool, calm, and relaxing. We ain't seen him about 4 episodes, and
he said something about a month off, so he must have took a month off just from everything.
He had
so he should be cool, calm, and collected.
Everything, yeah. So he's talking to his mom and telling his mom about his childhood, talking about his sons and stuff like that. And mom seemed like she's real like a little motherly type, in the mother in Zion. And so we get off of that, and then we go to First Lady Lavette. She's going to invite the ladies to her little prayer breakfast, which they decided to come. At the prayer breakfast, went off really good.
Maisha did her thing.
Yeah, that song she sang. Hopefully they got that on iTunes, because I like that. She's really good over in her area over in California. Like a lot of people really into her. I met some people who went to their church and they really like Antioch over there in Long Beach. Shout out to Pastor Cheney. So we get there. Maisha did her thing. Then Lavette gets up to speak. Just moving. Lavette went and started laying hands on people, praying and stuff. And Bishop
when he comes over, you just come over here. Fall. I need you to fall.
That's the second time. No play. That's the second time.
Run. Just run. You know how you do it?
I do whatever, man. Anyways. But yeah, so you play too much. So yeah, that was a good scene. That was a good scene right there with First Lady Lavette and preaching. Y'all see Denise now has some happy juice or something. So this was an alright episode, and then we get to Dietrich and back to Dominique again. After they've gone through the thing, he goes and meets his dad's side of the family, and what I saw on his dad's side of the family, they're pretty much straightforward, just like Dietrich is. So I can see where he gets a lot of his mannerisms from. And like his sister told him, I had to reach out to Gerald, his dad, and he didn't reach out to me, and she said I did that when I was older. And I saw a little bit of mannerisms and ways that they all have alike.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
We have to go to the other person and let them know, hey, I forgive you, can we start over?
Exactly.
If that's something you want, because you will end up regretting it.
Exactly, you will. And I think that's what he's at a point now where he forgives. And a lot of times, like you said, this was about restoration and it's about forgiveness too, because a lot of people just gotta forgive and stuff. I know it hurts and move on, man.
And then I don't know who said it, but they said something I've always told you, that a person can only give you what they have.
Yeah.
And so many times we look for so much from someone, but they can't give it to you because they don't have it.
They don't have it, exactly.
So in reality, they were giving you all that they had, and it just wasn't enough for you because you wanted so much more.
Exactly.
But once you listen and get to understand people and know everyone's not going to be like you.
Exactly. Then you can move on.
Then you can move on.
And let go. And God will bring you around the right people you're supposed to be around.
Yes,
take
people
you
want
higher
to do it.
and take you places you never been. Exactly. So I mean, this episode was kind of good. It was the only thing about this. I was glad to see Dietrich get his thing, everything rectified.
Miss Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop and Loretta, please come back, y'all. Oh my gosh, please. I mean, we got two of the divas on tonight, but I need Loretta just bring that extra kick to it, boy. Loretta. I'm still team Loretta. Loretta, man, that's first lady right now. I don't care. Oh, let me tell you this. My mom watched my show. Y'all, my mom watched this show.
Hey, Mom!
Okay, look here. My grandma told me, I said, Grandma, you know, I go out to, when I go to LA, I go over to Bishop Noel Jones' church. She's like, ain't he the one who had the lady for 16 years? My grandma saying, I'm like, how you know that? My grandma saying, my pastor talked about it. I was like, oh my God. So I had to explain to my grandma the show. Because my grandma don't watch Preachers of LA, but her pastor is preaching on it on their radio show in the morning. So that's how my grandma's getting the info. So I had to explain to her that they're just friends and everything that's happening on the show. Because you know how church people get when they doing stuff on. So shout out to my grandma who has not seen the show, but she knows a little bit about it via her pastor.
Radio.
Exactly, on the radio. So yeah, that's about it for this episode. Looking forward to next week. Are we in LA? We in Miami, so that's where them sirens coming from.
First 48.
Exactly, first 48. Until next time, I'm your guy Dawson.
And I'm Denise.
Stay tuned and
stay up.
Go Redskins. Come on, RG3, I'm praying
Dawson.
for you, man.
I don't know nobody's name.
RG3, her cousins, let's do it. Peace.
Dan Marino.
What? You kidding me?